Hello, everyone. Very good evening. Welcome to Ecoholics, the largest platform of economics. I am Nidhi Sharma, your Faculty of Economics, and I welcome you to this important and interesting session where we are going to do a detailed analysis of the recent UGC NET economics examination. So please join in, everyone, quickly so that you can also get an insight regarding how the paper was, what was the latest exam pattern, and this can really be helpful for you. Uh, if you have attempted the exam and if you're planning to attempt for the next session. So I'll just share my screen quickly with you all so that we can just discuss everything. Okay, I hope you all can see. Yes. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I can see many students, those who have joined with me. Welcome, all of you. Welcome to this session. And I know you all are very excited to know about the detailed analysis of this attempt. And so, first, I would like to get to know from all of you, how was your experience during the exam? How did you feel? How was the exam? What was your overall experience for the paper? I hope you found this exam to be easy, because whatever we have discussed in the class, whatever we have studied in the class, the questions came up directly from there. So I was pretty happy by seeing the paper. So good evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone. So yeah, let's keep this session to be very interactive one. You all can write in the chat box how was your exam experience, and then I'm also going to share uh, the feedback that I've received from you all. So overall, most of the students with whom we at Ecoholics could speak, we could connect with them. Most of them had told that the exam was good. They were happy and satisfied with the exam. And we have got many insights from them. We have got many information from them, which I'm going to share with you all. One big information that I have received is that there was no question on budget. Surprisingly, from the Indian economy portion, there was no question on budget, data of economic survey, committees, from these parts, which we often see questions coming up in our past attempts. But this time you got less question from this part. So those students who are little scared of the static portion of Indian economy, they were quite saved due to this. And but yes, the good thing about this exam was that you got many questions to set in a chronological sequence. Right. So chronological sequence of theories, economists' name, these all chronologies came up in the examination. So, which I feel that you all must have solved very well. Exam was easy, very nice. That means you have prepared well. So that's the reason why you felt that exam was easy. Good, good. One thing I can definitely say, that as compared to your 2023 attempt, in 2023 you had two times examination. You had got two attempts. As compared to 2023 attempt, this year's attempt were easy, definitely, which is a good thing, because we would always be happy if our students are happy. If they feel the exam was easy, we are happy for that. Very few questions came up from the mathematical economics, but yeah, we did see some question from probability, and around 2 to 3 questions came up from your mathematical economics part. Mathematical economics. Right. I remember there was one question uh, which was from input output analysis. So we had discussed that in our recent mathematical economics class as well. So That part was not that question was very lengthy, I would say. So many students have skipped that question. So it's okay because you have very less amount of time in the examination. So if you are able to solve two or three questions instead of one question, so that's a better game. So you have to take decision like that. There were question on dummy variable, simultaneous equation identification, SEM, simultaneous equation model. You had question from dummy. Other than that, you got two passages. One passage was on Nash equilibrium, and the other one was a theoretical passage. How did you all feel by uh, Nash equilibrium? Yes, Manas. Yes. Paper was easy but time consuming. Monica is telling me. Yeah, yes, definitely, Monica. The paper was easier, and I'm happy to know this, but it was time consuming. Definitely. That's why we often say, na, that you should always attempt some mock tests before appearing for the real examination because it helps you with preparing yourself in time management aspect. That becomes very crucial when you are sitting for a national level competitive examination. So, yeah. So, what about the passage? How did you all feel while solving the passage? So, one passage was definitely based on game theory, Nash equilibrium part, and the other one was theoretical passage. And the passage was such that you have to read it twice at least. Then you all will be able to answer the questions which were following. Each passage consisted of five questions each. So, it was like those who could solve the passage, well and good. There were no questions on committees, as I already told you. And there was one question which was related to demographic dividend and life table question, right? So these are some of the topics which are being followed since previous few attempts, such as demographic dividend and life table. Life table is another highly asked topic which we get to see many times in the examination. We get question from life table. We also recommend students to prepare this topic very well. So, but yeah, the questions were easy. They were not very in depth. So it was solvable kind of thing. Then one question came from the establishment of ICICI, IFCI, all those chronology based question. So one observation that I felt after listening to all the reviews of paper, the feedback of students, that's what I mean. Whatever feedback I've received from my students, I could clearly analyze one thing, that PYQs are very important. That's why I always tell in my recent few sessions as well, if you have attempted those sessions, there also I told you that solving PYQs, practicing PYQs is very important. And in this attempt also, we have seen that many questions were actually repeated from your previous year questions. So if you are good at solving PYQs, if you have solved the PYQs properly, many questions you must have found common and many questions you could have solved easier. Just now, I told you a question about establishment of ICICI IFCI chronology setup wala question. So there also, this question was also actually repeated from your previous year questions, previous year papers. Okay. So never underestimate previous year questions. Okay. Okay. paper was easy. Paper was of moderate level because options were closely related. Okay. Um, DIN second passage was not so easy. Okay, Eco. Yes, Monica, that's what I told you during the initial few minutes of this session, that there were no question on current affairs like budget, economic survey, etc. And there were no questions on committees as well, which we always expect that there will be question. Anyways, no problem. No worries, it's okay. Those students who have prepared their chronology properly. I remember we had also shared some chronology material with our students. So those who have done chronology properly, they could have solved the paper well because many questions came up from chronological sequence. Okay. Then you got some question from intra-industry trade. I don't know what was the question exactly, but yes, there was something from intra-industry trade. There were questions from development theories. Then there was question from monopoly, equilibrium price, quantity. There was a sum based on probability. And okay, what was anybody remembers the demographic dividend wala question? Anyone remembers? Yes, yes, the Walrasian equilibrium model wala. Yes. If n minus 1 markets are in equilibrium, then nth market will also be in equilibrium. Yes, definitely. We have done this now in the microeconomics class, the same concept. Okay. So you had question on demographic dividend, that is when the population of working age group people in the total population increases. That's what a better demographic dividend is all about. Then you had a question on correlation. Correlation. Correlation wala question, you had something as 0.8 and you had to tell the answer would be 64%, 64% variation. And the dependent variable is explained by the independent variable. Then there was question from environmental economics, environmental economics. That was something like the price of the property increases due to its uh, it is nearer to a park or it is nearer to a school. That's why the answer was hedonic pricing. Hedonic pricing. Okay. And then there was a question from the cobweb model. When does cobweb converge? So it will be like slope of the supply curve is steeper than the slope of the demand curve. It has more slope that time. Then there was a question from what was the basis of big push? Basis of big push theory. Okay. So it was something like government-led detailed planning. That's what the focus was on. Yes, 64%. You have attempted it. Very good, Parmeshwar Kumar. Very nice. Um, yes, yes. That question was a little confusing, right? Uh, it was a question on free trade area, custom union, preferential trade area. That was. economic integration related question. Okay. The options were quite confusing. That's what I got to know from the students. Then there was question from Coe's theorem. So you have got a few questions from environmental economics as well, right? So, and then there was an easier question as well from what can um, what can be done for increasing money supply? How to increase money supply, such as increasing the CRR or decreasing the CRR. The options were something like that. So by decreasing the CRR, by reducing the repo rate, what we can do is we can ensure liquidity in the economy. Money supply can be increased because getting loans would be cheaper for us. That's why. And then there was another match the column question. Match the column question on terms of trade. It was on terms of trade. Easy question. Very easy question. If you know at least the names who gave which terms of trade, who introduced commodity terms of trade, who introduced single factorial terms of trade, then you all can do it. Income terms of trade by Dorans, then gross barter terms of trade, commodity terms of trade by Taussig. So this was a easier question which you should make it correct. Then there was a question that when the ISO cost line is tangent to the ISO quant. What was the answer to this question? Tell me. When the ISO cost line is tangent to ISO quant. What happens? I'm just seeing your response as well. Acha, you got question from Sketovsky double criterion as well. Okay, let me write it down. Sketovsky double criterion. Okay, you got the question, the answer right. The big push one. Okay, very nice. So when the ISO cost line is tangent to the ISO quant, we have already discussed in micro classes that the firm is producing at that level of output which is corresponding to minimum cost of the firm. Okay, so this was on that. Then what else? Then you got a question from balanced budget multiplier. It was a numerical question from balanced budget. Balanced budget. That when the government expenditure increases by 100 and revenue also increases by 100, MPC value was given to you, and then you have to find out its effect on the economic output. That was the question. So MPC was given as 0.5. What was the answer to this question? What did you get as answer to the question? फ्रूट बर्थ रेट भी आया हुआ था. अच्छा, okay. C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Okay. Who measures the national income? Yeah, tell me who measures the national income in India? National income. Okay, so the answer to this question was 100. Uh, NSO, it's CSO, Central Statistical Organization. Parameshwar Kumar, it will be CSO. And maybe you are getting confused a little here, but in the exam, the option was actually CSO, Central Statistical Organization. CSO, yes. Now you got it right. And then there was a question, six dice are thrown simultaneously. And what is the probability that all of them show different faces? This was a question. And then I had already told you there was a question from input output analysis. Input output analysis, which was quite lengthy because it required time to solve. So, just one suggestion I would like to give you for your next attempt. Whenever you get such question, just as we have seen the input output analysis question, which was quite lengthy, what you should do is you should skip that question for a while. Once you have attempted the entire paper, after that, if you have some time left, then you go back to that question and give it time and solve it. Because when you have many questions left to be solved and you invest a lot of time in one question, that's not a good approach because each question at the end is going to fetch you only 2 marks. So that's why. 6 factorial by 6 to the power 6. Yes, that was the right answer to the 6 dice thrown simultaneously question. Yes, that was a little confusing question. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Features of monopolistic competition से भी आया हुआ था. अच्छा, you got a question from monopolistic competition as well. Okay. Okay. You want the session in English? Actually, we have many students who don't understand Hindi. That's why I try to keep the session in English only. But yeah, if you get stuck somewhere, I can repeat it in Hindi. No worries for that. Okay, so those who are wondering from where can we get the solution of these questions, no worries. We at Ecoholics are going to help you all. So you can contact our team very soon. We are going to provide you the complete solution of this exam as well. So you can keep in touch with our team. We can help you in this regard. Okay. So that's what we can do. Other than that, how was your paper one? Anything about paper one? How was that? How was your paper one? Paper one was good, except DI. Okay, yes, yes, I can understand. You got a missing DI question where some of the values were missing from the DI, and that's why you all found it to be a little challenging. But uh, trust me, the DI was not so difficult as you think. It was solvable. Paper one was moderate. Acha, it's very good. Okay. Acha, you are a fresher. Okay, Kalash. Okay. Other than DI, what about overall paper one? I hope you all could approach that paper as well. I think you didn't get many questions from higher education unit, as far as I remember. Okay, so overall, we can say the lesson that we have to learn from this attempt is that uh, the lesson that we can learn from this attempt is that we have to focus on concept clarity, we have to focus on revision, and we have to give due importance to PYQs as well. Previous year questions are getting repeated, so for your next attempt, make sure that you practice the PYQs properly. You have a strong hand on that. And other than that, the most important thing that helps you in these examinations is your confidence, is your self belief, and always trust that yes, you have worked hard, you can definitely do good in exam. And just love the subject economics, just read it properly, just be a consistent learner. So these things are going to keep you ahead in this race of UGC NET, and we are always there to help you out. Anytime you need our help, feel free to reach out to us. Our number is provided in the description box. You can connect with us, and yeah, that's all. So overall, you all were happy by giving the exam, and that's the best thing. And I strongly feel that your upcoming attempt of the June one, that's also going to be very nice. So just gear up for the next attempt. Start working hard from today itself. Take some rest 1 or 2 days, but then again start working hard dedicatedly for your June attempt. Okay, and definitely you all will do good. That's what I believe. Good evening, Ramat. How are you? Okay, so that's all for this session. Okay, those who are planning for December 2025, good luck to them as well. Prepare well. And if you require any help from our side, feel free to reach out to us. Okay, thank you all. Thank you so much for this session. Uh, Thank you, you all joined it. I'm happy to interact with you all. And best wishes for your results. And I hope that all of you qualify UGC NET GRF. Thank you all. Thank you so much.